It's Monday, February 23rd, and we're seeing a massive blizzard impacting the coastal northeast currently, where we could see snowfall totals potentially rise up in some areas to close to 27 inches. That peak is likely going to be around central New Jersey, close up by the New York City region, but it looks like overall around much of the area that our blizzard is going to be impacting. It looks like when it's all said and done, we're going to be seeing a lot of widespread high teens along the hardest hit coastal areas, and a little bit more inland. It's going to be just a little bit over double digits, so around 11 inches of snow could be pretty typical around the coastal areas, a little bit more inland, but not directly on the coast. So we're going to have probably about two areas of maximum snowfall. One's going to be essentially the entire state of New Jersey, then the New York City, Long Island area, and then also coastal Connecticut, pretty much the entire state of Rhode Island, then also eastern Massachusetts. Those are going to be the highest hit areas seeing the highest snowfall accumulation, likely being in the high teens. And of course, in central Jersey, we're seeing areas potentially receiving up to 27 inches. As about on Sunday night, we've already seen around 8 inches of snow as a peak, with widespread 4 inches around those hardest hit areas. So that's probably just going to keep falling. And at its peak snowfall rate, we could potentially see up to 2 to 3 inches of snowfall an hour. It looks like a lot of our snowfall is actually going to come in the very, very early morning hours today. So that's going to be between midnight and then sunrise. And then after that, it looks like some of the snowfall in around New Jersey is probably going to be done around 2 p.m. But one area that's going to keep kicking until sunset at night is going to be up here in this Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts area. And then probably by then, around 8 p.m. tonight, we're going to see our blizzard conditions really start to subside. Then the snowfall is going to stop. But a huge part of those blizzard conditions are going to be those super high winds impacting our main risk area. It looks like we're going to be seeing constant, steady 20 to 25 miles an hour across our entire region. The one exception for that is going to be far eastern Long Island, then also eastern Connecticut, pretty much the entire state of Rhode Island, and then eastern Massachusetts. It looks like you're going to be seeing averages probably closer to 35 miles an hour. And then Cape Cod is going to be seeing almost hurricane or tropical storm like wind speeds, probably being close to 50 miles an hour. Then in this entire stretch, we're going to be seeing essentially gusts, which are double of our constant wind speeds. A lot of our gusts look like they could be up to 60 miles an hour across the entire region. Of course, with that peaking in the same area where we're going to be seeing those highest steady wind speeds. And really the whole time with these blizzard conditions, in the harshest of areas, the visibility is going to only be about a fifth of a mile. And this is what it's going to look like just before sunrise today. And then as we move into the day, luckily our visibility is going to improve as we go towards lunch. And around lunch, we're actually going to have really solid visibilities around the New York City area, with really the only area being held up is going to be in that Connecticut, Rhode Island, and eastern Massachusetts region, which are still going to be under sub half mile visibilities at that point. And then one area which isn't really being talked about that much is going to be coastal Maine. Coastal Maine this afternoon is actually going to be seeing quite a bit of snowfall, probably widespread 5 inches across much of their coast. Then also southern parts of Vermont and New Hampshire are going to easily reach up to double digits of snow as well. Then these areas will be seeing similar wind conditions, probably steady wind speeds around 20 to 25 miles an hour, and then gusting close to 40. And all of these conditions are going to be brought by a very, very strong bomb cyclone, and it's going to peak at a minimum sea level pressure of about 965 millibars, and it's going to drop from 1,000 to that in only about a total of 16 hours. So a very, very strong bomb cyclone. And a couple of things to note with all this snow that's going to be forced up by this is going to be the main initiator, of course, for all of our snow, is that a lot of these temperatures and our relative humidity is going to be favorable for some wet and heavy snow, especially our relative humidity. Here it is. We're seeing that we're having around widespread high 80s to low 90s humidities across our main region. And then also, our temperatures aren't too far off from freezing. That is, with the exception of the wind chills. Wind chills will probably be in the teens for a lot of this reason, but with that heavy wet snow, we're going to be seeing really worse conditions across the board and also an increased risk for power outages.